Good morning, everyone. I am up and put away and ready to start making the trek up Coal Mountain. Apparently, I put my tent down and stakes down and put everything away in 6 minutes. I tried to time it right so I could take off and, get up on the mountain right as the sun is rising, but I'm done a little bit early. So I walked away from where I was tented to do this little video clip because I think a couple people showed up in the shelter in the middle of the night, so I don't want to wake them up. But yeah, I'm getting ready to take off here in about 5 or 10 minutes or so and make the track up to the Coal Mountain summit and hopefully get a really good sunrise. The stars are plentiful right now. The moon is bright. Almost don't even need the headlamp, to be honest, but I'm going to use it anyway, just to be safe. It's just a beautiful, cool, brisk morning, and I can't wait to see the views. Climbing up this hill of the side trail, getting back to the AT. This is about a half a mile side trail, and then about a mile up over here to the right. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the mountain. That's Coal Mountain that I'll be on top of. And just about 500 or 600 more of elevation from where I am. And you can see the light is starting to come up on there. So it should be perfect timing. I'm really excited because I don't know what day I'm on. 50 something. It's taken that long to be able to time it just right on a clear day to be able to be up on a bald during a sunrise or even a sunset. I've gotten sunrises and sunsets, but they're always behind trees and such. Not as many balds as there are wooded summits. And then also, you have a lot of cloudy days and rainy days and foggy days. So I'm really excited to see these views from up there, as you could tell, because I left at dark 30. But I'm excited. I have been giggling for the last half a mile running up this mountain. Oh man, you could see the sunrise as you're still coming up the trees. And here I am at the top right now of the bald. It's about ready to get really insane. Whoa! some of the most epic views that I've seen to date. Definitely the best sunrise that I've seen, because there's no trees blocking the beauty of all the colors. And awesome 360 views from all sides. And as I descend this mountain, there's going to be even more views because it's a ball. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I stand in all of its majesty. And Coal Mountain is in the bag. Here's another 360 view from another side of the summit. And now the sun is rising up above the mountains. One more 360. I believe right up there is Coal Mountain. Just came down. Walking along something called Tar Jacket Ridge right now. There's some pretty good views. There's some mountains in the background. And then up here is Coal Mountain, which just came down. Nice looking little ridge here with some good views. More stunning views from Tar Jacket Ridge. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful views. What an epic morning so far, huh? The Tar Jacket Ridge, I guess I'm coming down that, or maybe I'm still going across the top because it's kind of flat. It's not going down, but I think I've already come to the top of this ridge. Man, the views are spectacular from the sunrise to these mountains in the background with the silhouette, you know, showing the depth with the sun coming up. Wow. I can't even form words. Wow. It's just freaking gorgeous. What a beautiful morning. I'm glad I got up really early to get going. After coming down from Coal Mountain, now my stomach was really feeling quite upset. And I'll just leave it at that. And I'm feeling a little better now, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Didn't really eat anything out of the ordinary that I usually eat, so I'm not really sure. Maybe I just didn't get enough sleep and just tired, but I'll either be stopping in a town tomorrow or the next day, doing some resupply, possibly stopping to get a burger at a place that I think I talked about it on yesterday's video. It's like a brew pub that serves food and obviously brews, but they allow tent and shower and stuff in the back as well for thru-hikers at no charge, I guess. But I don't know if I'm going to go there or if I'm going to just go straight on to Waynesboro. Waynesboro is another 20 miles after that. And obviously that's where all the stores are going to be for my resupply and everything. So I might just keep going to that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. As you know, I change my mind all the time. But as of today, as of this moment, right now, I have quite a few miles to go today. But the next big summit, I guess, there might be another summit in between there too, but I'll be climbing Priest today. That's supposed to be a pretty tough one. And then I'll set myself up for right before a couple of summits tomorrow, which one of those is Three Ridges, which again is supposed to be really tough. I don't know that it's tough as much as it is just really long and a lot of elevation. So it seems like a lot of the complaints I hear is that nothing technical or rocky or anything like that. But the Priest, from what I've heard, it can be really rocky on the descent, but I'm not sure if that's northbound or southbound. So you know what? I'll just find out when I get there. And obviously you're going to find out with me because I'll be shooting the video. But the Priest is definitely one that a lot of people talk about in this area. And then Three Ridges. And then after that, it gets a little bit cruisier. Going to be hitting the Shenandoah here pretty soon, within a couple days. So definitely cruising along. And I'm loving this area. Loving this area. I've been saying that since, 2 or 3 days ago. Pretty much for all of Virginia has just been awesome to me, but especially this part. I don't know, 50, 60, 100 miles south of here, up to here. This is just a really beautiful area. Nice green farms and pastures and depth when you look down in the valleys, and then the mountains are just absolutely gorgeous. Oh man, I love it. I hope you're loving it too. I hope it comes through in the video of how beautiful it really is here. But that's kind of the plan today. Be going to the priest, not to a priest, but to the priest, the mountain, the priest, and summiting that. There might be another one in between there, like I said, but then I'll be setting up camp after about 26 miles or so today, and then I'll be knocking out like 3 of them tomorrow morning early, and might keep on going and knock out a couple more, or I might be getting off there at that brew pub. We'll just figure that out as we go. But feeling better now, stomach wise, feeling strong today, legs, ankles, knees, everything. Just all feeling good and strong. So it's gonna be another warm day today. Gonna enjoy it and sweat out those toxins and hopefully keep up with the hydration. So I stopped at the Piney River to fill up on water. Oh my goodness, it was so refreshing and cold. It's funny how time changes. A week ago, cold was not fun. Now it feels great and invigorating. But filled it up, splashed my face, splashed my hair. That almost felt as good as actually drinking the cold water. But then talking to 3 guys there who section hiking came up a little bit after me, and we're talking about my YouTube channel, and one of the guys says, I knew you, I already watched you. I knew you from somewhere. That's funny. It's a white beard man. He gets me every time. Like, man, he looks familiar. Who is he? Then all of a sudden it'll hit him. But they said that they've seen 4 bear all together just a little bit before the river there as they were coming up. If you know me at all, you know that doesn't make me exactly happy. I'm glad they got to see the bear. I'm glad they got that experience. But Fortune needs to see the bear. Fortune will see the bear, don't get me wrong. But apparently I went right by these 4, and they were down in a valley or something, and I didn't even notice it. Now, as I'm talking to you, I just looked down in the valley here to make sure I'm not missing any. But bears are out. And I missed it. They're playing peekaboo and hide and seek from me. It's all right. Like I said, I'll see some bear. Fortune will see his bears. So I stopped at a shelter here to eat some lunch before continuing on up Priest, into Priest Wilderness and up Priest Mountain. And I'm eating this. I've had this one, and the other one is tomato basil with barley and beans. I don't know if you can see it. Wow. I've been putting this off for quite some time because I just haven't been in the mood for tuna. My mistake, because that is really good. There's not many calories, but there's a lot of protein and fiber in it. I'm going to have the other one too. Wow. That is really tasty. Little peppers in there and beans with the tuna. Very Latin-y, lemony flavor. I'm impressed. A lot of ridge walking so far today. That sun is warm, not much breeze, and coming right through those trees. As you can see, these trees have not started budding yet. About 30, anywhere between 35 and 3,800 right now. It kind of goes up 400 then down 400 for a while. So it's not really changing a whole lot on elevation. And when you're up this high, a lot of these trees haven't started budding yet. They'll do that last, obviously. And it's been a beautiful day to start off, for sure. And since then, just a lot of miles. Working way up to Priest Wilderness and Priest Wilderness and Priest Mountain. I'm going to start climbing that here, making about 5 or 6 miles. Be at the summit. Close to that. I think about 6.5 actually. Start climbing it probably about 5 miles or so. But a lot of ridge walking up until then. Nice warm day for sure. But it's kind of drier today, so I'm not sweating near as much as I was yesterday or the day before. So that's a good thing. Still drinking a lot. Want to stay hydrated. But just continuing on and start climbing a little bit, dropping a little bit, climbing a little bit more, then dropping a bit. And once up at the top of Priest, it's the way I understand it, a lot of rockiness on the descent, but a big old descent that will come down to about, I think it's about 12 or 1,500 in elevation, which will be about where I camp, somewhere around there. And then we'll be climbing up 3 different summits in the morning, which are the 3 ridges. It's supposed to be one of the toughest so far. Just from what I'm seeing, it's just really long and a lot of elevation. So it's just one of those that probably won't seem like it's ever ending, but probably steep a little bit. Actually, it might probably not too steep actually if it just goes on forever. Be more gradual, I guess, but just steady incline, which I don't mind those at all. I don't mind anything out here. Whatever it is, I'm going to take it and conquer it to the best of my ability. I prefer to not have a bunch of rocks and scrambles, but from the way I understand it, 3 ridges is not like that. It's just long and seems like it's never going to end. But that makes sense that you're going up to about 4,200, I believe it is. And you're starting where I'm camping about 1,000 to 1,500. So it's a 3,000 foot climb basically, which I just did one of those yesterday. So they're not too bad when they're somewhat gradual. Even steep, they're not too bad, as long as there's breaks where you can breathe in between. All right, continuing on. Let's see what's next. Look, it's a side trail to Spy Rock. I spy Spy Rock. Well, that's a big rock. Wonder if the trail, this side trail goes up it, or if I just climb it for the views. I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. Yep. I think I'm supposed to go over here. Sometimes being 6 foot tall sucks. Catch my backpack or my head on everything. Alrighty. Spy Rock. Nice views. Alright. Let's head back down to the trail. It's definitely a warm one today. Not much wind, but at least it's a drier air, so it's not as constrictive. About 16 miles in right now. A lot of elevation today, for sure. I think I still have about another 800 or 900 to go. Only about 4 miles to the summit of Priest, and then the descent starts to end the day. But still going good, still feeling strong. My back is a little tweaked today. Probably slept on it weird last night. One of those days where I have to kind of keep putting my hand back there in between my back and backpack and give it a little massage. But besides that, I'm doing good. The stomach, upset stomach that I had earlier this morning is gone. Staying hydrated as much as possible. Eating plenty of food. Man, I want some more of those tuna creation things. Those were good. Going to be resupplying here probably tomorrow. So I will definitely be adding some more of those to my bear can, because those were good. I mean, they're not many calories, but geez, the fiber and the protein was worth it. Eat a couple packets of those with with something else for the calories, and definitely goodness getting into your body for sure. But continuing on, it's getting a little rockier right now. Just a slight gradual incline at this point. Actually, it almost has flattened out. It does seem to do a lot of 400 up and 400 down over the last several miles, so I might be getting ready to go down, because it did just shoot up about 400 or so. So that's probably what's happening. And then I'll shoot up again until I get to the summit of Priest. That's what my guess is, at least. But I do know it's rocky on the descent, so it might be rocky on the ascent as well. It's definitely starting to get a little rockier right now in this section. Nothing too bad yet, though. Finally, some green today. Haven't seen much green today. Been up top for the majority of the day, and the leaves aren't budding, so nice to see some green for once. Here's a really nice opening with a good view. According to the description on the map here, this opening shows really good views of the Little Priest. Don't ask me which one it is, because I have no idea. I don't even know if there's two different mountains, one called Little Priest and one just called Priest. I know that I'm going into the Priest Wilderness and I'm going to summit Priest Mountain. Which one that is, I have no idea. I don't know if it's this over here. I don't know if it's this little one or that big one. I really don't know. I'm thinking it might be this one, just because it looks a little rockier than most of them do. Those look gorgeous and green. I don't know if you could see it. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. They're just absolutely beautiful over there. So I have no idea. Really don't know. All I know is I'm going to summit Priest, and then I'm going to call it out and put it in a bag. I know that much. All right, so now I am at the Priest Wilderness. I honestly thought I was already here, but it's only a mile up to the shelter from here. So this definitely makes it more clear. It was not showing this part on the maps that I have for all trails or for far outs. I wasn't sure, but just from the elevation of the trail, I've kind of assumed where it was. So right here's where I am, coming down here to the shelter. And then once you get past the shelter, right there, the Priest, that's the summit of the Priest. So I should be there in about 2 miles to the summit. I think it's about 800 or 900 feet. And then it all starts descending way down. All right, let's do it. It's so weird. I'm not crazy. Well, I am, but not that crazy. I've looked at this Far Out app for 2 days for Priest Mountain, the Priest, I should say. And like right where it says on there, like there's an overlook for ledges. And at the ledges, it says close to the summit. And then if I look past it a little bit, it shows like another 50 or 100 feet. And I assumed that was the summit until I just seen the map there at the front of the wilderness entrance. That was just my best assumption. It never once showed anything on Far Out. And now it shows it right where that lookout is, saying Priest Summit. I know it did not say that because I looked at it and read that probably 20 times. I'm like, why in the world doesn't it show the summit? I know it walks right over the summit. I want to see where the summit is. It always shows where the summit of mountains are if they go across along the trail or a side trail to the summit. So I feel like I might be crazy now because how could I miss that like 20 times? I know I didn't. So I don't know if maybe it appears once you get closer to it sometimes or what, but anyway, I am going to be at the summit here in like 1.5 miles or so. Woohoo! So do you know what you get when you cross the Priest and Fortune? Another mountain summit in the bag. So coming down the Priest right now, you got these mountains over here, and then you have more mountains over on this side, but everything just completely changed to real narrow ridge line with a real rocky, nothing like treacherous, nothing scrambly, just rocks in the trail. And you got all this like farmland and everything way down there. It just looks like it drops straight off into the valley. So cool the way, like literally, Frodo was just in front of me and we was talking about it, how it's like, it looks like it can change like just in a split second. How everything just goes from one terrain to another. And you got farmland out here in the valley. Freaking gorgeous on every corner. So still going down this descent from the Priest. A lot of rocks. Not too bad at all. No scrambling, anything like that. Just rocks that you need to step on or around. Actually can go pretty good speed down them like that. So It's not a bunch of loose rock that you go sliding on. Just bigger stones, bigger rocks, whatever you want to say, that you just have to maneuver around as you're walking or on. I did want to mention, I had mentioned Frodo in that last video clip. Frodo, I don't think I mentioned him when I was mentioning a video or two ago about some of the hikers that kind of in this vicinity that we're all within 10 miles of each other pretty much. We might pass each other at different times depending on zeros taken or neros or who's stopping in town, who's slack backing and who's not, that type of thing. But Frodo is somebody I just met, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. But apparently he's been hearing about me for quite some time. He's like, man, I thought I would never meet you. Or I was wondering who you are. He's like, how have I not met this guy? Because we're all in the same vicinity, but we just hadn't run into each other. But he's a young gentleman from England. Real nice, real polite, just a super nice guy. But he's really fast, so I don't know that he does as many long days as me, so there's probably going to be a lot of times that I'm passing him and then he's passing me, going back and forth. So that's the way it's been ever since we kind of ran into each other a couple days ago. As we just keep kind of passing each other and, hey, how you doing? Hi again, type of thing. So real nice guy though. So it is nice to meet nice hikers out here that are respectful and enjoy and take in nature as much as you, because that's what it's all about. It's all about, for me, it's different for every person, obviously. For me, it's all about conquering and taking in the beauty and the majesty of nature and God's creation and the mountains, but conquering the mountains, conquering the trail, winning, overcoming. It's all symbolic for me. Climbing and summiting those mountains are almost as important to me as the trail itself. Actually, probably more important to me than the trail itself. That's just who I am. Some people are all about the trail and they just want to do the trail, whatever the trail includes. And some people are all about the atmosphere and the ambiance, I guess, if you will, of the trail, and all it entails. The restaurants, the hostels, all of that. Everybody has a little different thing, but at the end of the day, we're all here to enjoy being in nature and spiritual journeys, I like to say. Sometimes it's a physical journey or emotional journey, but for me, it's all the above, but a lot of it is spiritual for me. Just finding that depth within, and the depth within the nature, and depth within yourself, and the symbolism of all that I've overcome, and the strength to keep moving on through adversity and everything else. But anyway, Frodo's a nice guy, so I'm sure we'll see each other more often now that we've actually run into each other and we're in the same vicinity. I think I was way ahead of him until I took the zeros, and definitely not sorry about taking those zeros. I'll take 4 more right now if my baby comes and sees me. She's coming, don't worry, she's coming. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to meet good people out here. So all right, continuing on. Ah, look, a suspension bridge. What a great way to end the night. Ooh, this one's moving. Equilibrium's a little off, but doing okay. It's moving more towards the beginning than in the middle part. Oh, now it's moving again. The suspension bridges here on the Appalachian Trail are a little sturdier than the ones I've been on before. Not bad at all.